Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we had the cell phone and internet outage that was going on in the country. And today they spotted one of these spy balloons up in the air. So let's get into it. They said it was over on the West Coast. And if you look at it and look at the ones that they knocked out of the sky, it looks exactly the same. And I believe they said those were of China origins. So, a small, high altitude balloon. It says it is of unknown origin flying over the western US. So, they didn't talk about in this article about knocking it out of the sky. So, the US government is tracking a high altitude balloon of unknown origins. Officials insist that as of now, they don't see it as a security threat. The balloon flying at an altitude of 43,000 to 45,000 feet. So it looks like it's unmanned and it possessed no threat to security. This is according to North American Aerospace Defense Command. So the nation's airspace watchdog said, they are keeping an eye on it, and its fighter jets intercepted the balloon over Utah. NORAD will continue to track and monitor the balloon, the military agency said in a statement. The FAA also determined the balloon looked like it was of no hazard. So the purpose of the balloon is unclear. U.S. officials told CBS News, which first reported the balloon presence over the airspace, that it was flying over Colorado earlier on Friday and drifted in an easterly direction following the path of the jet stream. Its presence over the U.S. mainland comes just over a year after the U.S. Air Force F 22 fighter jet shot down a Chinese spy balloon over South Carolina. I remember that. There were a couple of them that got shot down about a year ago. And they said this one had traversed the continental U.S. over the course of 7 days. The craft had multiple passes over the U.S. military installations before it was shot down. President Biden described the Chinese balloon payload as two boxcars full of spy equipment and faced intense criticism from Republicans who argued that it should have been brought down sooner. Biden, 81, was also criticized for essentially absolving Chinese President Xi Jinping of responsibility for the incident. The president claimed during a June 2023 fundraiser the balloon was headed for the US. That wasn't supposed to be going on where it was. It was blown off course. This is what Biden says. So I guess this one was blown off course too. Is that going to be the same reason you give for this one? The Pentagon determined the balloon did not transmit data back to China as it floated over the US and said steps were taken. So, so they made the decision after 7 days to shoot the other one down, which this one looks exactly like it. It looks, if you go back and look at the one from 2023 and look at this one, they are exactly identical. The incident led to the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, scrapping a plan to visit Beijing a week after February 4th shoot down. Eventually, he made the trip months later to smooth over relationships. So, several other unidentified objects were shot down over the US and Canada, within weeks following the downing of the Chinese balloon. I believe all of them came out of China. I really do. And I think this one came out of China too. Debris from those objects were never recovered, Biden said, but they were not believed to be linked to China. Well, how do you know if you did not recover the debris? How do you know? If you didn't recover anything, how would you know it didn't come from China? I don't know, this place. Mm-mm-mm. So, y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think. It seems like over these past few days, it's been quite a few things happening in America, you know? And all of those things are beyond their control. But you have to tell me what you think. Being that these balloons look exactly like each other, do you think this possibly came from China? See, I seem to believe it did. Not unless there's a lot of places on this earth that use that same particular balloon, they could. There's no doubt about it. I mean, so many things are made in China these days. They could be selling those type of balloons all over the world. I mean, we don't really know. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video and tell me what you think about that balloon. And do you think it's a spy balloon? They have not identified it as such. This government has not. But do you think this is another one of those spy balloons up in the air? And, I know last year when I did stories on these balloons, they were saying, because China had admitted they were floating those balloons over here for like over 10 years. And I think they were surprised that they finally took notice and it made it out in the media. That's a long time to go on. Nobody said nothing for those 10 years. Nothing was said. So, y'all, please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.